Alright, I think we just okay, yeah, we're stupid now, we're chilling. Alright, let's change my skin. What should we throw on? Throw on my Winnegae, I guess. Always gotta have the drip on a little bit. Always gotta have the drip. The drip. Alright, let's put on the Reaper. Nice, we'll load it up. Okay, let me put up my phone so I can, because most people watch on mobile, so I want to see what it sounds like on the phone. Hopefully it doesn't sound too bad, even though it probably sounds terrible. Super muddy, man. Super muddy, man. Alright. I got that 3D audio. This my audio sounds really bad. I don't know why. I think it might be for me. Maybe. Let me unplug and replug it back in. See how that sounds. Dang, I was like so like where I wanted it earlier. Okay, so I have that on game. Okay, let me get back over here. Okay, so let me go back into full screen. Let me make sure everything's on the best. Okay, let's just see how this sounds. So I had to adjust my audio. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So I just gotta have to make sure everything's adjusted right, or I have like that like buzzing sound or something. Just kind of annoying, but it's all good. Okay. Let's see. Swing this a couple times. Okay, so this volume is now on midway up on the meter. Okay, so this is a good mid. And I think I have the sound the way I want to. I gotta make sure it's like in the right way for my audio as well. I might have to turn a little bit more gain. So I definitely want it to be loud. I don't want it to be too quiet. Okay, let's see how that sounds. I'm on a good like mid-level on my audio. But I think it should be alright. Can when I shoot, spray my SMG little bits. That is so loud. Alright, so let's try that again. Let me spray my SMG while I'm talking, because the other one was way too loud. Way too loud. So let's see what that sounds. Alright, we're gonna move it we're gonna move it down even further this time. Cause I mean that, gosh darn, that was okay. This one should be a lot quieter, I think. At least it should. Okay, let's try it on this one. So see how this meter feels with my audio. Okay, I think that's perfect. Okay, bet. Okay, yeah, okay, so we're good now as far as audio levels on the game sounds. Actually, you can move it one more down, so you can like really hear my voice. Cause I don't want it to be like too loud if I'm in like getting sprayed from like 10 different people. But I mean, if I get like really loud though, I don't know how much more. Oh yeah, that compressor does its job. Gosh dang. Okay. Let's see if I can adjust my mic levels, man. Let's make this sound good. At least a little bit, right? A little bit. Alright, let's adjust little by little, I guess. Okay. Okay, so what happens when I do this? Does this make it sound better, worse? Let me see. I kind of like that. I don't might try to get the low ends. I'm guessing the low ends, that's kind of more of the bass. Okay, so let's turn it up on 2 for all of them. See how it feels. Okay, so it's now currently on 2. Yeah, it still sounds a little bit muddy though. Okay, let me turn down my mids. Let me definitely turn down my mids. Okay, so we're gonna go -2 on our mids. Let's see how this one sounds. Okay, they're all -2. Okay, that definitely sounds a lot better. A lot better. Alright, and then we're gonna raise our high frequencies by 2. So I have 2 on low, -2 on mid, and then I have 2 on the high. Yeah, I don't know. I like that. I might only want to move it up a little bit. Let me try this. If I keep this frequency. Okay, I want to keep the lower ones. Okay, I'm gonna move that down a little bit. try something like this. See how this sounds. Oh, there's so many audio settings. Oh my goodness. I don't know which ones I should adjust though. Okay, so this is 0, 0. Okay, this is with the compressor basically off. So I want to see how this sounds compared to when I turn on the compressor, if there makes like a big difference, and that's why it kind of sounds like a little muddy. Okay, yeah, that definitely sounds a lot different. Okay, we're gonna put the threshold on. Okay, we're gonna put it on -10. Let's see how that one sounds. And I have it on -10. Ratio. Okay, what happens when I change the ratio? So it's on 4 currently, then it's on 3, and then it's on 2. So I don't know if I should have 3. I'll do 4. Alright, so this is okay, this is what it sounds like when I turn the bass up on it. So when the bass is higher, this is what it sounds like. And then when I drop the bass, this is what it sounds like. Okay, so this is what it sounds like on low bass. So I'm on -3 right now. So this is -3, and then this is -2. And then this is what it sounds on 7 bass, and what it sounds like on 4 bass. Okay, so I definitely need a little bit more bass to mine. So I'm gonna put it on 3. I think 3 would be a good like middle ground, which I'm guessing is the lower frequencies. Yeah, I can definitely tell I need a little more bass. Alright, so let's adjust the mid. Okay, so when I turn up the mid, okay, this is what mid sounds like when I'm on a 6, and this is what mid sounds like when I am on -4. Okay, I'm gonna go low. Alright, so for mid volume, I'm trying to decide which one I want. if I want to go with -1, if I want to go with -2, or if I want to go with -3. I think that 2 sounds the best, but this is -3. Okay, we'll start with -3, and then for treble, okay, we're gonna turn this up 2 notches. So this is what treble sounds like on 2, but -2 treble sounds like this. So I think that I want to go high, but this is with -2. All right, so I'm gonna go with 3 treble. So I have negative, or I have 2 bass, I have -3 mid, and 3 treble. Yeah, that definitely sounds a lot better. Okay, so I definitely want to go in here and fine tune exactly. So for the high frequencies, the high ones, let's go with a 4. So when I say, okay, so here I fine tune it a little bit on the lower end, I fine tune it a little bit in the middle, and then also the high end. So I made the high ones a lot higher, and then I made the low ones a little bit higher, and then kind of in the middle is where I kind of messed around with it a little bit. No, I'm not a fan. I think I need less bass. I don't know why it sounds, okay, let me put it on 1. 1 for that. Make it a little bit more bass on the slight mid-tone. And okay, let's see how that sounds on the lower ones. Let's see how it feels. Actually, I kind of like it when there's less bass, which I think is when I lowered it. I kind of got a little bit more. So yeah, so for these mid-tones, let's definitely go on a little bit lower side. Let's go on the lower ones. Okay, so I have 1 currently for my lower ones, and then I kind of go into like a -2, and then I go higher. All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit more to my mid. So I want to be at -2. So this is how -2 mid sounds. But I might drop it depending on how it feels, and if I really like it too much. I'm not really sure how I feel on that. I kind of want to lower. I'm gonna lower my mid again. I'm gonna lower it to. Let's go really low. We're gonna go on 4, and then when it starts to go a little bit higher, when it goes higher, we're gonna go with a 2. So the mid tones are gonna be like a lot deeper, and then the lower one's gonna be a lot deeper. Okay, I don't want my high ones like I don't want those too much. So I think that's a good, and I really like my mid, and then my low ones. I think my low ones are really good for the bass. Okay, so I'm gonna adjust it a little bit more in that range. So we're gonna put it from -2 to a 3. So I think that's really good. Um, just checking my low sides. I might do a little bit more. I'm not sure. All right, so I added a little bit more bass to my lower tones, and I think I might go a little higher in my mids, but my higher ones I need to make sure they sound good as well. So my higher ones, I'm gonna try. Okay, let's put it on a try on a 2. Okay, so these are like my higher tones, like my higher tones. So I don't want these to be like too screechy, but like a little bit. So I'm gonna put this on a 0 and like gradually go up. Okay, so I think I really like how that is. Let me put my D S my de-esser to be at 80, and I don't want it to be like too low. So I'll put it in like a 70, a 75. All right, there we go. So for my threshold, that's like my compressor. So I don't know if I want my compressor at like negative like 16, or if I want to have it at say like -3 or like -5. Okay, I think that sounded a lot better when I was down to like 13 or 14. So we're gonna put it on -14. So this is how 14 sounds, and this is how 16 sounds. So I think these are gonna be the best ones to use. All right, 16 feels a little bit too. So I'm gonna put it. Okay, we're gonna try. Wait, this is 12. We are currently on 12 for my compressor, and this is 14. 14 versus 12. So this is currently 12, and then this is -8. And so I don't know if I want to do on -7 or if I want to do on 12. So this is 12 right now, and then this is 8. All right, I think I'll just go with like a mid on like 10. I think 10 is fine. Not really that big of a deal. I think that's gonna work out fine. So just gonna do that. We're gonna show on the -10, and then I'm gonna test out my equalizer again. So I'm gonna try to fine tune that when I say negative. I'm on the -10. The -10. Imagine. Imagine. So that does sound slightly sketchy when I say imagine. 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 Okay, that's when I put it on the higher when I up my treble on the higher ones. So when I'm saying imagine, it should sound a little bit better. Alright, so we're gonna try that one out. I think I might raise my mid-tone slightly right here. And so for our bass, we're gonna put a little bit less bass on the lower end. So I think this gives a little bit better of a curve as far as it's pretty much even. So I want to sort out I feel like the higher ends are just too much. The lower ends sound really, really good. But I want to fine tune the higher, like the louder sounds. So I want to make sure those sound good as well. Which I might just put a compressor on. If I put a little bit more compressor on it, I feel like the higher sounds, they'll like get dropped down a little bit. Or if I maybe add a little bit more bass, but that's like a little bit more on the lower side. And I want to make sure my higher sounds really good too. So I might end up dropping my treble just a little bit on the higher ends. Yeah, I put it on a high compressor. It makes everything feel too compressed. So I want to go with like maybe like a -8 or so. I think that would be probably the best bet for that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I want a little bit more bass though. I feel like I want a little bit more bass when I say imagine. Imagine. So I can turn this up a little bit. Alright, let's go a little bit lower on the high. See what that sounds like. So I'm basically on a straight one. Straight one for the higher notes. For the higher notes. Yeah, I don't know. I think I definitely need to raise the treble a little bit on those higher ones for sure. I feel like it doesn't sound as good. Not at all. There's so many things I could adjust. So maybe for the mid-tone, I might raise it up a little bit. So it sounds a little bit better when I gradually go up. Yeah, I feel like it was a little bit better a few minutes ago. I don't know. I feel like with fine-tuning things, it's a little bit more difficult. So maybe I can just try to raise. Okay, this is the mid. I definitely don't want more. I definitely want like a little less. Okay, yeah. So, okay, let's try out the higher frequencies. So this is when I drop it all the way down there at the bottom, -9, and then at 9. That's what it sounds like. Yeah, so definitely sounds a little bit more crisp when I bring it. So I'll bring it up to like a 6. I don't know. Let's just jack it up a lot. Maybe like, let's put it like a 5. And then so like the 8 hertz, maybe we could put it at like a -2. No, we need to put it on like a 4. I feel like when I get those upper midtones, I feel like they're not like leveled out as much. I feel like I need to do something a little bit with that. Yeah, I feel like this sounds pretty decent actually. Maybe if I want a little bit more bass on like on the lower side, so I add like a little bit more. Yeah, so if we do that, okay, let's drop down the bass a little bit. So we have a lot less on the lower tones, So now we're currently on 0. Okay, I definitely want more. So I'm gonna raise it up to like a. Okay, we're gonna like so like this lower ends. I'm gonna put it up to like a 5 on like the lower ones, and then I'm gonna move it up to like a 3, and then it's gonna go down a lot. All right, so this is what it sounds like on like the lower ones when I have it up a lot, and then my 63 hertz is on 2, and I think the 125. I think I want to. I don't know. I feel like I need a little bit more there. The 250. Okay, I'm gonna raise. We're gonna give myself a little bit more bass in the lower ends, so maybe the higher ones will even out a little bit better too. So this is what it sounds like at its current state. All right, so I feel like that's a little bit too much, so we're gonna drop it down a little bit. Let's just go with like a 2 and maybe 2. Maybe add like a little bit more towards like the mid range, just before we get into like the mid range. Maybe I can raise it up just a little bit, and the higher ones maybe we can drop down the higher frequency. So this is what it sounds like as is right now. I think this sounds pretty decent, but let's just see. Got some bad. I want to compare what it was on stream to this. I upload TikTok. You're freaking bum. All right, so that's basically what it sounded on stream. I kind of want to hear what it sounds back on this mic and just see how much of a difference it actually makes. Oh, there we go. I definitely noticed a huge like bass. I definitely want to drop the bass down a little bit on the low side. So let's just drop those down a little bit. Let's go on maybe just like maybe just a slight bass, a little bit, not too much. And let's see how this fares out as far as the equalizers. I kind of like that lower mid tone, but I think with like the lowest side, I think I want to drop down my bass. I feel like I might have like a really deep bass for like my lower sides. As far as like the tones, I feel like my lower sides I want to like go really low on it. Yeah, I don't know though, because we're gonna try. Okay, let's try this out. See how this sounds right here when I drop down the lower frequency just a little bit. Alright, I don't know. I think that sounds really good. I don't know how much more I could add to it. So let's just hear how this sounds and see just how other sounds too. So like when I'm saying like imagine, or go crazy. Go crazy. Ah. See how that sounds. Yeah, to be honest, I kind of really like the way it sounds. I think it sounds pretty good for the most part. I don't know how to get like all like get like super crisp, but I think the way it is now, I actually a big fan. I think it looks pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. It is pretty cool. If I'm ever screaming or I drop my mic or whatever the case may be. I kind of want to hear myself. What do I sound like when I back up though? Like how much more quiet is it versus like when I'm directly on top of the mic speaking into it and I'm literally down its throat. I kind of want to hear what that sounds like too. Yeah, it definitely sounds its best. Like whenever like the mic is literally like on my throat, or like when I'm speaking directly into it, that's where it definitely sounds the best. So like when I'm getting the best audio, that's definitely how I'm gonna be able to do it. Is when I'm speaking directly into the mic when I'm playing. But I don't want it too close though, otherwise it's gonna like kind of be hard to like focus on it. But yeah, I think this looks really, really good when I'm speaking directly into it. All right, I guess this is how we're gonna do it. As far as my tones, I don't know if I should make any more adjustments. I'll probably look up a video or two, but I just want to make sure my higher sounds are not like too crazy on the treble. But I definitely want to make maybe a little higher on the ends though, just so I make sure that everything sounds just properly, just how it should. I think let's let my bass a little bit on the lower ends, and maybe a little bit or more on the higher ends too. Yeah, my mic definitely sounds super bassy, so let's drop that down on just how it is. Okay, let's drop it down a little bit. This one is like on just a 1, and maybe we can gradually go down, I think, here. You know, going into the midtones, because my midtones are probably too much anyway. So we're gonna try this out. And yeah, okay, let's try. I feel like when it starts to go up, that's when I notice it a lot. So okay, let's try to. Okay, this is when it's going up. Yeah, I do feel like it's super bassy though. I'm not gonna lie, when it's super bassy on the lower end, so I might drop it down. So I'm gonna put it on -2, -2. So we're gonna put the lowers and also the mids pretty low, and I'm only gonna raise it on the higher end. So this is what it's like on the lows and then the highs. Okay, I definitely like the way that sounds. The only thing is, I might put the lower even lower because I still feel like it's kind of bassy a little bit, and maybe drop things down. Um, let's give Okay, let's give that a try. I made my lowers like it's super like not bassy, but let's just see how that sounds. Okay, yeah, so those are definitely low. I might just crank it up just slightly. But like in the lower midtones, I don't know. Like how would I want like the lower midtones? I feel like that's like the thing that I think that's like lower midtone right there. So I really wonder if I want to go higher or like lower. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. So when I go higher, when I go with like the high pitch, I don't know if I should raise the treble up a little bit more and like the mid just slightly, or if I should drop my mid down a lot more. Yeah, if I drop my mid like this, then I think that might be decent because I might have like a deeper mid. Then you have the higher pitch ones. I can definitely have them higher, but I think that I really like the way this sounds. Okay, maybe I'm gonna raise up my bass a little bit more on the low end, but I think this looks good. How is how it is. Yeah, it definitely looks good. The only thing, the higher frequencies, I might drop them down a lot. I actually think this looks really good. I definitely drop things down quite a bit on the numbers. I have like a -3 bass, -2 mid, and a 2 treble. So let me go back into my thing. Okay, let's lower my higher ones a little bit. Let me lower those a little bit. I don't want them like too screechy. So I'm saying re or like I don't want them too much. Oh yeah, I think that's really good. I kind of like how it is. I might take a picture of it and then maybe make like slight adjustments to how it sounds. But oh no, I kind of really do like how it sounds. I'm gonna take a picture of it and then I might make slight adjustments to bass and just see how that is when I adjust the bass on it. Alright, so this is what it's like when the bass is on 0. So when everything's on 0, this is how it sounds. I don't know if I should add a little bit more, add a little bit less. Yeah, that doesn't sound bad at all. So this is what it sounds like when I have a higher bass. So when I'm on 3, this is what it sounds like. If I want a 4 bass, this is what it sounds like. Or if I want to go lower, this is what it sounds like on a -1 bass. So this is how it sounds. You definitely want a little bit more bass. I mean, it's okay on lower, but I want a little bit more. So this is what a 2 bass sounds like. When I'm on 2 for everything, this is how it sounds. I maybe could fine tune it a little bit, on the different frequencies, but I do like having a little bit of a bass to it. So I might raise up the lower frequencies to like a 3, and then as it starts to get into mid, I might want to drop it a little bit. So this is how it sounds with 3. Okay, I'm gonna lower like the lower frequencies. I'm gonna move it up to like a 3. I'm gonna keep it, and then I'm gonna start to drop it down to like a 1 and like a 0. So like when it starts to get into like the mid range, I'm gonna just adjust it a little bit on just how it sounds. Now I definitely want a little bit more bass going into the mid. So this is what it's gonna sound like when I'm slightly adjusting it. So yeah, I think this is gonna sound really good. So how does this sound? Oh yeah, I think I have it the way I want. I kind of really like how this sounds all in all. So the lower end I have a little bit higher, and then mid goes a little bit lower, and then it kind of goes higher in the treble too. All right, so I think the last thing I want to adjust is my really higher frequencies. So when I'm saying like re or like he or like just those higher frequencies, I want to adjust those how those sound. So when I'm on the higher frequencies, so the 4 hertz, when I raise that, that's how this sounds when I raise it. When I raise it really loud, I'm gonna raise the other ones too, so it makes it sound even. But when I raise the treble a lot, that's what it sounds like. And when I drop the treble, this is what it sounds like. So when I'm on low, I'm only on a 1 treble, it sounds like this. So this is what it's like on a low treble when I'm yelling like re, and then when I raise it on the higher frequencies, on the higher re. Yeah, I definitely like it better when it's on the higher. Let me drop the 4 hertz. Let me drop that down to like a 3 or something. I just have that. Yeah, 3, 3, and then maybe let me drop it a little bit lower to like a 2. So it's on 2 when I say 3. That's how it sounds. Drop the other one. So yeah, that's how this sounds now. Re E3 33 tree tree tree. Hi. Let's go. Yeah, I like us. I might I might raise the 4 to raise that to 3, and then for the mid, yeah, the mids are fine. I think okay. I think I have it exactly how I want now, and I think all my settings are exact the way I want. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Skirt, 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 skirt. All right, I'll put the threshold on 12. So like when I'm talking like maybe talking like in a normal tone versus when I'm yelling. When I'm yelling. Skirt, skirt. Yeah, I might take my gain up a little bit. So yeah, that's just how it sounds normally. But usually when I talk, I kind of talk like this. When I got my, let me get my headphones. Let me get my headphones. Yeah, I wonder how it sounds like when I'm when I'm kind of out in a distance a little bit versus like when I'm on top of the mic. How that sounds. All right, yeah, I really like it. I need to adjust my volume though. I'm not trying to like hear myself. Like, yeah, I can literally like hear myself talk. But I don't know. Maybe that's maybe that'd be my thing. I don't know. Okay, so here's my volume on here. Like I don't want to hear myself entirely though. But I feel like that can kind of annoying try to listen to myself. I don't know. I do have a kind of a sexy voice a little bit. Just a little, nothing too crazy, but you know, I got a little cutie. I kind of exit out of my app. Let me go back into it. See how it sounds. Yes. All right. So I kind of lowered my volume a little bit. Yeah, I kind of lowered my volume a little bit, but nothing too crazy. I need to get my laptop set up so like yeah, so I can actually adjust my chat when when I'm cranking. When I'm cranking. And if someone says something in the chat, I can actually like look at it versus, you know, not being able to like I entirely did last stream. Like that's insane. That's literally crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Ah, crazy. Ah. Okay, so I just adjusted my sound volume beginning. I want to make sure like when I'm building you can hear it fine. Plus like when I'm shooting, because shooting is the loudest sounds. Shooting is the loudest sound. So I gotta make sure I can hear myself when I'm spraying my SMG everywhere. When I'm spraying it. Oh yeah, that's much louder. Alright, let's put it on this so like when I'm spraying my SMG everywhere. This is what it sounds like when I'm talking and spraying at the same time. At the same time. I could probably adjust my volume a little bit. So this is me shooting my SMG, shotgun, AR. This is what I'm shooting everything at the same time. This is what it sounds like here. Sound like here. Okay, so I might be able to adjust it one more up, and then I think we can call it a GG's for it. Everything sounds the way I want to, man. I'm actually pretty hyped about that, man. That's cool. That is really cool, man. I got everything set up the way I want. Let's go. Alright, freaking in. Alright. I think I got okay, I got finally got the way I want to, man. I'm hyped about this. This is really sick. I got all my audio. All my audio. The way I want it. Split and go, mate. I want to go, mate. It's JJ's. JJ's. Yes. Let's fucking go, mate. Let's fucking go. Chase, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I got my new mop set up, mate. How's my sound?